The clock ticked. 10 o'clock in the evening. Professor Elmwood's chair remained hauntingly empty. An unsettling silence filled the room, usually alive with the professor's animated lectures. His pipe lay cold on the table, a half-written equation abandoned on the chalkboard. Where was he? The question echoed in the silence, heavy with unspoken fear. I, a humble student of the professor, felt a knot of worry tighten in my chest. My mentor, my guide, vanished into thin air. The room seemed to hold its breath, waiting, watching. I had to find him. I had to know. The mystery began innocently enough, an urgent summons from the professor, a cryptic message about a groundbreaking discovery. Then, silence. Now, standing in his deserted study, I was certain. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Rumors spread like wildfire through the university corridors. The professor's disappearance was the sole topic of conversation. Whispers followed me as I moved through the hushed hallways. Each whisper was a thread in a tapestry of speculation and fear. He always was a bit eccentric, some murmured. Perhaps he simply wandered off, lost in thought, others suggested. Their voices tinged with doubt. But I knew better. Professor Elmwood was a man of routine, a creature of habit. He would never miss our meeting, not without a reason, not without a word. Something was amiss. I could feel it in my bones. I held on to the professor's last note, the paper crumpled in my hand. The words swam before my eyes, cryptic and urgent. This was no ordinary disappearance, this was something more. The professor's study was a testament to his brilliant mind. Books on astrophysics, quantum mechanics, and theoretical physics lined the shelves. In the center of it all lay his prized possession, a leather-bound diary secured with a sturdy lock. It was said to contain his groundbreaking theories, his most intimate thoughts. I had seen the professor with this diary countless times, always guarded, always secretive. What secrets did it hold? Could it be the key to his disappearance? My fingers itched to unlock its mysteries, to delve into the depths of the professor's mind. But the lock was intricate, a puzzle in itself. I had to find a way. The diary held the answers, I was sure of it. Every page, every word could be a breadcrumb leading me to him. The weight of the situation settled upon me. I was running out of time. Days turned into sleepless nights as I tirelessly followed every lead, every whisper, every fleeting shadow. The campus, once a place of learning and discovery, now felt like a hunting ground, with danger lurking around every corner. I was determined, though, my resolve fueled by a mixture of fear and determination. One evening, as dusk cast long shadows across the university grounds, I noticed a figure lurking near the professor's usual route. The figure was shrouded in darkness, their features obscured by the fading light. They moved with a swiftness that was both unnerving and intriguing. Could this be connected to the professor's disappearance? My heart pounded in my chest as I cautiously approached, my senses on high alert. The figure seemed to sense my presence, pausing for a fleeting moment before melting into the darkness. Who were they? And what was their interest in Professor Elmwood? Section 5. The Wrong Suspect. The shadowy figure's sudden disappearance only deepened the mystery. Whispers about a rival scientist, Professor Harding, reached my ears. Jealousy, they said, was the root of all evil. Could Professor Harding be involved? I delved into Professor Harding's background, his rivalry with Professor Elmwood well documented. Harding's recent research seemed to mirror Professor Elmwood's missing work. Could this be the motive? I confronted him, my voice shaking with a mixture of accusation and desperation. But Harding, though initially flustered, met my gaze with unwavering calm. He denied any involvement, offering a convincing alibi. Disappointment washed over me. Harding, despite our suspicions, was innocent. The real culprit remained at large, hidden in the shadows. The clock was ticking, and I was no closer to finding Professor Elmwood. The weight of my responsibility pressed down, heavier than ever before. Section 6. A trail of clues. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of the professor. The initial panic had subsided, replaced by a chilling sense of hopelessness. But I refused to give up. I revisited the professor's study, my fingers tracing the spines of his books, searching for any overlooked detail. And then I saw it. A tiny inscription etched onto the corner of a framed photograph. It was faint, almost invisible to the naked eye. The inscription read, "The Observatory." My pulse quickened. The abandoned observatory on the outskirts of campus, Forgotten by most, but not by Professor Elmwood. Could this be the breakthrough I had been waiting for? A surge of hope coursed through me. The observatory held the answer. I could feel it. I gathered my courage and set off, determined to uncover the truth. Section 7. The Secret Meeting. The abandoned observatory stood on a windswept hill overlooking the town. A sense of unease settled upon me as I approached the dilapidated building. The air was thick with the scent of decay and the promise of secrets. I pushed open the creaking door, my heart pounding in my chest. Inside, amidst the dust and cobwebs, I discovered evidence of a recent meeting. 2 empty chairs were positioned facing each other, a chessboard set between them. One chair held a familiar leather-bound diary. It was unlocked. My breath caught in my throat. This was it. The diary's pages held a jumbled mess of scientific equations and cryptic notes. But as I delved deeper, a chilling narrative began to unfold. The professor had stumbled upon a dangerous secret, a discovery that threatened to shatter the very fabric of our understanding. Section 8. Unmasking the Truth. The diary spoke of a secret society, a group obsessed with harnessing the power of an ancient artifact. The professor, it seemed, had been onto their trail, following the breadcrumbs of a conspiracy that stretched back centuries. His notes hinted at a planned meeting, a rendezvous at the observatory to exchange information. Then it hit me. The shadowy figure, the diary, the abandoned observatory, it all pointed to one chilling conclusion. Professor Elmwood wasn't missing. He was taken. But why? What did this secret society want with a mild-mannered physics professor? I flipped through the diary's remaining pages, desperate for answers, and then I saw it. A sketch of a device, intricate and otherworldly. It was a machine, the professor's notes explained, capable of manipulating time itself. Section 9. The clock is ticking. The weight of the professor's discovery pressed down on me. A machine capable of manipulating time. It was a concept so mind-boggling, so terrifying, that it sent shivers down my spine. The professor had stumbled upon something truly dangerous, something that could upend the very fabric of reality. I had to get to him, had to warn him. But how? The diary mentioned a location, a hidden laboratory in the heart of the city. It was a long shot, but it was all I had. Every second counted. I raced out of the observatory, the professor's diary clutched tightly in my hand. The city lights blurred together as I navigated the maze of streets, my mind racing, my heart pounding. I was determined to save the professor, to prevent a catastrophe that could rewrite history itself. Section 10. A Race Against Time. The address led me to an abandoned warehouse district, a desolate landscape of crumbling brick and broken windows. The air hung heavy with the stench of decay and the promise of danger. I could feel my pulse quickening, my senses on high alert. I crept through the shadows, my hand hovering over the small blade I carried for protection. I had to find the professor before it was too late. It was coming from a steel door at the end of the corridor. Section 11. A shocking revelation. I pressed my ear against the cold steel, my heart pounding in my chest. Voices, muffled but unmistakable, filtered through the door. One voice, cold and calculating, sent a chill down my spine. It was a voice I knew, a voice I never expected to hear in this context. "The professor's work is remarkable," the voice said, a hint of admiration in its tone. "With this device, we can reshape the world." Reshape the world? What did they mean? I had to see what was happening, had to stop them, whatever their plan may be. With a deep breath, I threw open the door, my eyes adjusting to the dim light. The scene before me made my blood run cold. Section 12. The Unexpected Twist. In the center of the room, surrounded by bizarre machinery, stood Professor Elmwood. He wasn't tied up or held against his will. He was smiling, eyes gleaming with excitement. Beside him, adjusting dials, was Professor Harding. "You!" I exclaimed, confused and betrayed. "I thought you were a suspect, but you're in on this." Elmwood turned to me, sympathetic. "My dear boy," he said calmly, "you've got it all wrong. We're not the villains. We're trying to save the world." "Save the world?" I echoed. "What are you talking about?" Elmwood gestured to the machine. "This device can alter the past, correct mistakes leading to destruction." Section 13. Conclusion. The professor's words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of their implications. I stared at the machine, at the two men who believed they held the fate of the world in their hands. Could they be right? Was it possible to rewrite history, to erase the mistakes of the past? The answers, I realized, were far more complex than I could have ever imagined. The line between good and evil, hero and villain, had blurred beyond recognition. I was left with more questions than answers, my sense of justice shaken to its core. And so, dear reader, I leave you with this unsettling truth. Sometimes the most dangerous discoveries are not hidden in the shadows, but revealed in the stark light of day. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling investigations.